Hello and welcome to another episode of Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Thank you for tuning in, guys. I know it's a late one today, but I thought we'd do an episode straight after the Champions League today, which is what we'll start with. So just a quick roundup so everyone's in the loop regarding what's happening in the Champions League so far. So we can speak about yesterday's games first. So Atletico Madrid versus Chelsea. So this was a fantastic result for Chelsea. I wasn't expecting a lot of games during this fixture, if I'm quite honest with you, as they're two sort of defensive-minded teams, especially the way the formations were laid out, where they were both playing with wing-backs. So it was quite an interesting battle between Hudson-Odoi and Thomas Lemar during the game. But nevertheless, it was an interesting match. Great performance by Chelsea, especially the first half. I feel like they've definitely put their stance from the first minute regarding their performance. The winner at the end was a fantastic goal, actually. A great, spectacular bicycle kick by Giroud, who's known for scoring those type of goals. This will actually be a very important goal going into the second leg, which I believe will be happening in the next 2-3 weeks. In terms of making a prediction of the winner there, I think Chelsea might just nick it, to be fair. I do expect Atletico to score in the return leg. But I think because it's a home fixture as well, I know it's in neutral grounds, but it's still regarded as a home fixture. I think Chelsea might just edge it. So I'm going for Chelsea regarding their second game. So the next one was quite an exciting match between Lazio and Bayern Munich. So similar scoreline to last week's game between Barcelona as well. I've forgotten the team that we're playing against now. But nevertheless, this game was very entertaining. Lewandowski's opening with the scoring there. Mistake by the Lazio defender where Lewandowski just got the ball ahead of Reina and finished it in the close range. But there was another star that was basically on show and announced himself to the football world, was Jamal Muciela. So a young player, I was going to say Englishman, but it's actually just been announced today that he has pledged his alliance to play for the German national team going forward. So probably bad news there for Gareth Southgate regarding that, but he looks like a fantastic talent. Only 17 years of age, and showed great maturity in his play yesterday. The goal itself was a great goal. Smashed it in from 20 yards. Showed great composure when he received the ball and made the finish there. So I think he's got a big future ahead of himself. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs for Bayern, as I'm sure he'll get more opportunities this season. But overall, fantastic counter-attacking play from Bayern Munich. Kingsley Coleman as well, who broke with a counter on the left-hand side, and Sané scored after a loose ball from a save that was from Pepe Reina. So the other goal afterwards was pretty much similar as well. Great wing play by Sané, who we're all familiar with in terms of how he performed for Man City in the Premier League. And he was just causing havoc and fizzed in a great cross, and the defender didn't actually know what to do with it, so he ended up hitting it in the back of his own net. But yeah, great attacking performance from Bayern Munich. Carrera scored for Lazio. They did have a couple of chances towards the end of the game, but not enough to really trouble Bayern Munich. In regards to the next leg, it's Bayern Munich. I don't see anything happening after that, to be honest with you. Lazio, a decent team. They do have some decent players in the team, but not enough quality to kind of cement any challenge towards Bayern Munich there. So that's that fixture there. So today's fixtures were Atalanta versus Real Madrid. So I was actually watching the Man City game, but I just caught some highlights before I went live on the show. And I saw the goal that Real Madrid scored. So Mendy, the left back, scored a fantastic goal from with his right foot, actually, in the middle of the box, 20 yards, smashed it in the corner. So that's a great goal for Real Madrid to go into the second leg. They haven't been in great form as of recent times, but I think they still have the pedigree to kind of put their output in terms of how they play against Atalanta and use their experience regarding the next fixture. So Real Madrid will really nick it in terms of the second leg. And Borussia Mönchengladbach, I hope I pronounced that correctly, versus Man City. So this was a good game from Man City. I think they hardly looked troubled. They were so dominant in their possession, the way they were playing, pretty much controlled, and never really felt that they were in a back foot whatsoever. Great goal from Bernardo Silva and Jesus on the score sheet as well. Yeah, for me, the next leg is there. I don't see them dropping form or slowing down whatsoever. That's regards to their form in the Premier League and the Champions League. So, yeah, it will be an interesting one for Man City this year. You never know. They might cement attack in trying to win the Champions League this year. So, we'll see how that goes there. But we can crack on with our main sort of agenda of the show, which is the Premier League football. So we can start with match week 25. So the first game that I'm going to speak about, not very fondly, if I'm honest with you, is the Merseyside derby. I'll just have to be brutally honest. Liverpool were awful during that game. Completely opposite to what we performed last week against Leipzig in terms of how we played, in terms of the pressing, the intensity that we showed in our play. There was nothing there against Everton. We were just lackluster in every department. We had no energy, no intensity or tenacity in our play whatsoever. We were just simply off the pace and showed no ounce of creativity whatsoever. And one of the sort of negative points for me, is, especially in the last couple of months, is that whenever the opposition team scores, we just don't have the belief that we'll equalize. Forget trying to go ahead and win the game. So it's a mentality block there as well, that we just have such low confidence in ourselves. So it's quite sad to see at this stage. Henderson injured during the game. It's not been official, but I believe he may be out for the rest of the season. As his injury, he'll be out for 3 months. So it's just I'm laughing because it's not funny, but it's just our luck this season. Every game there's someone injured, and it's a long-term injury. And Liverpool fans, we've just got accustomed to it. So it's just like not our season whatsoever. We've had no luck at all. So Phillips came on during the game and paired up with Kabak, and I believe this was the 18th partnership this season. I know the media have kind of made it seem like that as Liverpool fans, we're making excuses regarding our season, that Van Dijk's injured, that's why we're not doing well. But it's not about Van Dijk. These are the kind of comments that Jamie Carragher's made on Sky Sports, which for me is just a bit of a joke in terms of how he's analysing our team right now. The longest centre-back pairing partnership we've had this season is 2.5 games. That kind of paints a picture there. We've not had any stability in the backline whatsoever. We've used makeshift midfielders to become defenders, and we've used our backup defenders, and their backup defenders have come on the pitch. So we've used players that will probably not even have had a chance playing in the Liverpool first team, if I'm brutally honest. So it's not excuse. It is what it is. We've just been very misfortunate regarding our injuries, and losing our captain is going to be a severe blow in our season in total for me. But regarding the 2 goals, I think Kabak was caught ball watching for the first one, and the second one, Phillips was at fault where he lost the ball, and then it led to the counter attack. But the penalty decision itself, what an absolute disgrace by that referee. I don't know his name. I'm not going to say his name out loud anyway. But that was never a penalty in a million years. You could see Trent trying to make the last-ditch tackle, which obviously he's missed because Calvert-Lewin has tried to drag the ball back. And all he's done is literally lie on the ground. What can he do? He can't really move. So Calvert-Lewin has tried to skip over Trent to try and regain the ball. And he just clipped his head and fell over. And apparently that's enough to be given a penalty. And to make it worse, the referee actually went to the screen. God knows what he was actually watching, because from what I could see, it didn't look like the penalty incident. I thought he might have been looking at an offside thing. Not that it had any relevance, but he just wasn't looking at the correct footage. And he just literally spent 3 seconds and just ran back out. So I feel like his kind of pride or showed a bit of element of arrogance there, where he was like, this is my decision. I don't really need to watch this. I'm just going to pretend like I'm interested here, run back, and then continue with the game. So disgraceful refereeing from that official there. I don't know his name. Yeah, I'm not making excuses there, not sort of rants regarding referees, but I'm sick and tired of the refereeing quality in the Premier League. I'm sick and tired of VAR as well. For me, VAR, in terms of technology, I guess it's there, but it's being misused by the people that are in control in that control room, wherever it's located. So, yeah, I'm a bit sick and tired of it. So I hope VAR is scrapped next year. I don't know what I can say about the new referees. I know Graham Souness on Sky Sports said that ex-players might want to jump aboard and all that sort of stuff, but I don't think ex-players will. And I read something earlier on today on Twitter regarding some sort of like clapping for referees before the game. That's a complete BS. I don't think we should be doing that whatsoever. What's the need for clapping for referees right now? They don't deserve that round of applause. They've made the game worse. In fact, a lot of spectators don't watch the game anymore because of awful refereeing decisions this year. So, yeah, I'm definitely not vouch for that. But back to the game. This is Liverpool's fourth defeat in Anfield, consecutive defeats. And it's not looking good regarding the rest of the season. If I'm brutally honest, top four looks like a stretch. I don't have any confidence regarding us achieving that. I know we've got players like Jota coming back, but that's huge pressure on him. He shouldn't be under that kind of scrutiny where he's expecting to be our savior and score all the goals. Like, it just doesn't work. He's come from a long injury as well. Like, he's been out for 3 months. So it's too much expectation on his shoulders, unfortunately. But it's just, we just have to take it on the chin and see how we finish. I think it's important to try and finish as high as possible. I wouldn't want to be in the Europa League, but look, we'll see how the season goes. But I have to be honest as well. I think FSG need to be accountable in terms of what's happened this season. For me, they haven't shown a winning mentality when the club have been on top. So I'm speaking from when Liverpool won the Champions League a couple of years ago. Transfer window, we've had like 4 transfer windows since, and we've not shown any, apart from last time. Obviously we signed Thiago and Jota, but even those deals were done by Michael Edwards in a way that most clubs probably wouldn't accept in terms of installments. But they've shown no ambition, and they've not really backed the manager at all. So we've had this FSG have this philosophy where they sell to buy. So Liverpool aren't given a budget, or I should say Jurgen Klopp isn't given a budget every summer or January window. He's basically having to sell players to make money and use the profits to make signings from there on onwards. So you can look at previous champions from the days of when Abramovich took over Chelsea, Man City as well. And when I look at Man City, whenever they have a terrible season, like last season, they lost the title by 18 points. What did they do? They signed a 60 million defender, just like that. Pep Guardiola spent 300 million on centre backs and defenders alone. Liverpool haven't probably since Klopp has been there, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I think there needs to be a change from FSG. If there is, then we're not not look as the case. If this is going to be our philosophy going forward, where we rely on sales to make purchases, then yeah, it's going to be a long time that we see Liverpool back to the top again. And that's me being brutally honest here. Yeah, it's quite sad to see, but obviously with the injuries as well, you couldn't have predicted a Van Dijk being injured or anything like that. But we sold Lovren in the summer and never replaced him. We used that money to sign a left back who's unfortunately had COVID, and he's had a few injuries himself, so he hasn't made much of an impact in the team. But one thing also, I feel like this summer, regardless of the money and the budget, it's a big rebuilding job. I would have said, despite where we finished in the league, a lot of players need to be moved on from the squad. I'm not trying to sort of name any players, but there's players that were regarded as squad players, and like Matip, Keita, Ox, Shaq, and Origi, who are just injury prone or simply not good enough to play for the club, in my opinion. So this season there needs to be a big rebuilding job. And hopefully, something pans out of that. But I wouldn't name in terms of targets or anything like that. I'll probably do a special episode for Liverpool fans end of the season where I'll give my overview of the season and then discuss sort of transfer targets and what I would like to see in the summer. But that's another episode for another time there. But I guess congrats is due for Everton, who've claimed their first win since 1999 against Liverpool. With the new lockdown rules being lifted in June, where we can all socialize and a lot of big crowds being back to normal. I'm sure there'll be a parade for the Everton fans there regarding this milestone, because they haven't been us for such a long time. So I'm sure you Blue fans are looking forward to that. So yeah, nice little summer treat for you guys there. But moving on to the next one is Arsenal versus Man City. So another win for Man City. That's 18 consecutive wins in obviously minus today because I didn't count that today, but it'll be 19, I guess, if it's all competition. But fantastic play by Mahrez on the right-hand side, and a surprising leap from 5'7.5" Raheem Sterling, who scored a header. Not the guy I would have predicted, to be honest with you. But Arsenal showed a great account of themselves, to be fair. So shouldn't feel too disheartened in terms of how they played. But just they didn't have enough to break through the City defence. But that puts Man City 10 points clear at the top. And I've been saying it for a long time. It's their title. I don't see them slowing down. They're just going strong in terms of their squad as well. Like they've got Kevin De Bruyne just returning. You've got Aguero, who was on the bench against which I'm glad back. Sorry, I can't pronounce that name. But yeah, I think it's there. They just look so dominant right now. So interesting to see how they perform in the saying that chapter title. I think they are, to be fair. I see a lot of difference in terms of previous seasons where I think the Champions League they might not perform well against sort of the away fixtures, or some sort of level of performance would have dropped in previous games, but they just look so solid this year. So yeah, it hurts to say that as a rival fan, but you have to appreciate the quality that they're presenting to the world right now. So yeah, well done to Man City in terms of their recent victories there. Next game, Manchester United versus Newcastle. So another good win there for Manchester United. Rashford opening the scoreline. Great attack from the left-hand side. Ripped the defender to shreds in terms of his pace on the left wing. Had a shot onto the near post. For me, the goalkeeper should have done a lot better. It's not the position a goalkeeper should be getting beaten to, but it is what it is, I guess. Maximan was the plus point for Newcastle there. He was a constant threat throughout that game. And he ended up equalising as well with a lethal shot on goal. Daniel James, who's not made as many appearances as he probably would like, to be fair, in the Manchester United team, but he produced a nice finish from the right-hand side. And Rashford got fouled in the box. Me personally, I thought it was minimal contact there and slightly dives to get that penalty, but no surprise there, if I'm honest. Not saying that there's any agenda here, but it is what it is. Man United just seem to be getting a lot of penalties nowadays. So Fernandez scores from the spot there. But that's another win for Manchester United. Ole now is claiming that United are in the title race. God knows with this guy, every week he's like, we're not. And then next week says he is. He needs to make his mind up in terms of where his team is standing, because I guess he's trying to lower the expectations. But at the end of the day, just say how it is, because for me, I don't rate him as a manager. I have a lot of United friends, they don't rate him as a manager. So if they had a different culture, a different mentality, I feel like this United team would have been challenging for the title, based on just what's happening around with Liverpool dropping, Tottenham dropping as well. So it would have been a great season for them to take advantage of this situation. And speaking of Tottenham as well, they lost their fixture against West Ham, who are pretty much their rivals, or I would say the rivals for the top four spot right now. Well, fantastic win for the Hammers there. The goals itself, Bowen with a great cross from the right-hand side. Antonio scores from close range. Great to see Antonio back as well. causing defenses havoc as always. And Lingard as well, who's just had a new leap of life since he's joined West Ham on loan. Smashes the ball left-footed into the back of the net, and what a goal it was. Fully deserved, and I feel like he's made such an impact in that team there. Gareth Bale came onto the bench, from the bench, sorry. And he certainly made an impact in the game, providing assist from the corner with Lucas Moura scoring a header. So a question for you Spurs fans, actually. Do you think Bale should be given a chance to start games now, as he's mainly coming off the bench now? And I feel like he has shown some good form recently. Obviously, I think the question is more regards his fitness, but he seems to be all right. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and on your stance regarding Gareth Bale. So let me know in the comments about how you feel regarding him starting the next game for you guys. But overall, in terms of the game, fantastic result from West Ham. They're fourth now, 2 points clear from Chelsea. So it's neck and neck between those two guys, right? Those two teams right now. And then we can speak about Chelsea right now. So Chelsea against Southampton. So away fixture for Chelsea there. Overall, I think this was a great point for Southampton, who haven't been in the best form recently. Chelsea maybe felt like they could have got the win at the end because they had a better second half. But for me, Southampton definitely showed a great account of themselves in the first half. And what a goal by Liverpool loanee, Taki Minamino. Fantastic goal there. One-on-one with the goalkeeper. Showed great skill and composure and basically made a defender, I think it was Azpilicueta as well, dive on the floor and then just slotted it with the outside of his foot into the empty net. Fantastic goal. Good to see him performing at a good level right now as well. And then to equalise, Mount scored from the penalty spot. But Chelsea are very strong contenders right now. Currently fifth, 2 points away from West Ham, as I mentioned earlier. But they've been in great form since Tuchel has joined the club. One incident I'd like to talk about actually is Hudson-Odoi. So he came on as a sub and then he was unfortunately taken off 20 minutes later due to not pressing or playing with energy, according to the manager. I'll be honest with you, for me, this is a bit harsh in terms of the treatment given to Hudson-Odoi by the manager there, especially as he's a young player. But for Hudson-Odoi, I feel like he needs to show his mettle now in terms of his mentality, where he needs to, even if he's angry inside, because let's be honest, I think it is a bit of an embarrassing moment for him, where he's been publicly embarrassed in terms of coming as a sub and then taking off. But he needs to use that aggression in the right approach, so that can be really showing his level of play in training to show to the manager that he's ready to make an impact for the team. And just let his football do the talking and not to sulk or complain about it, as it's easy to react like that. And unfortunately, it will, in the long run, affect his confidence as a player. So I'm hoping that isn't the case, as he's a great talent. So, yeah, as long as he shows that aggression in forthcoming games, I'm sure he'll have a good season. He did make he did start the game against Atletico, so I guess there's no sort of bad blood between the two there. But let me know what you guys think, actually, because it's quite an interesting one. There's a bit of mixed opinions that I've seen online, but I don't think that was the right approach for the young player there. So the final fixture, Aston Villa and Leicester City. So Leicester City have just been in fantastic form. Another great win. It was a tough match against a strong Villa team here. Harvey Barnes lays it off for Maddison, who finishes with a great strike to open the scoreline. Harvey Barnes, again, it's definitely the star of the show, in my opinion, for Leicester City this season. Gets into the act by scoring from close range after Martinez drops the ball from a Vardy shot. So I feel like he should have done a bit better there. And then Aston Villa got a consolation goal. Great finish by Bertrand Traore to get the goal for Villa there. Bit cheeky in terms of Schmeichel pinning him down with his knees and refusing to move. And then one of the other players had to push him away. So don't know what that was about. But yeah, overall, fantastic form shown by Leicester. And they're going strength to strength right now. And for me, fully deserve to be where they are in the league. They've been fantastic this season. I definitely see them finishing top four. It remains to be seen who the other teams are in terms. Probably the fourth spot, actually, I think is in question, because I think Man United, obviously Man City will win the league. The fourth spot is the empty one right now. Like, who's going to grab that last spot? So we'll see how that goes for everyone this season. But I'll just quickly do my overview, or should I say team of the week for match week 25. So this is my team so far. So I've got Patricio from Wolves in goal. I think he had a fantastic game and made 7 saves in their fixture, in their win against Leeds United. So kept a clean sheet as well. So I think he fully deserves to be in the team. My back line, I've got Keane from Everton, who had a solid performance against Liverpool, kept a clean sheet as well. So that's why I've got him there. Strujic as well from Leeds United. He's been quite solid in the last few weeks, but I feel like he had a good game recently as well. So that's why I've got him there. Veltman was on the score sheet for his team for Brighton there, so I've added in my team. Decent player actually from Ajax that they've signed, and can play in various positions. So his utility has definitely been useful with Tariq Lamptey in and out of the team due to injury. But yeah, he's had a decent season this year as well. So on midfield, Harvey Barnes, goes without saying, to be fair, 1 goal, 1 assist. His partner in crime in the Leicester team, Maddison, scored a great goal from 20 yards in their fixture. Bruno Fernandes, another goal, another assist for him as well. Lingard, clutch moment in terms of his goal, fantastic smash with his left foot there. My front three, Minamino, I just loved his goal. I think it was just great composure in terms of how he finished. Definitely showed his quality there. Mateta, so new signing for Crystal Palace, and I believe it was his debut as well. Scored a ridiculous back heel to open his account. So for me, he has to be in my team of the week there. And Rafinha as well, who's been one of my favorite players outside of the top 6 as well in terms of his performances. Scored a great free kick, but was definitely the star performer for his team against Southampton there. So that's why I've got him in my team of the week there. So we can quickly just do a roundup of Fantasy Premier League. Regarding my performance, actually, I will have a look because I haven't checked my score. I didn't have the highest of points, slipping down if I'm honest with you. So yeah, it's not good. Got 67 points, so not very high, but not so that low at the same time. I believe the average was 55, so it's not too bad. But it puts me in 22nd in the league. That's not where I want to be fair. But there was one person in our league who had a good week. So Samuel Meadowcroft managed to gain 90 points in this match week, or game week, I should say, as it's fantasy football. So well done to Samuel there. Fantastic points tally for you during match week 25. Before we wrap up the show, I'll do my preview of the next match week and the top games that I feel like are coming up. It's a long match week as well, actually, next week. So there'll be 17 games played. And we'll be back with our next episode on next Friday. Some good games, to be fair. So one of the first games is Man City and West Ham. So I think a lot of players will be rotated from the Man City team. As I know Bernardo Silva's played quite a bit, Jesus as well. So, but the thing is, whenever they replace their players, they've got quality to back it up. So in terms of prediction here, I can see Man City winning 2-1. West Ham would definitely show a great account of themselves, but I feel like they might just fall short in terms of getting the victory there. But yeah, I definitely see a Man City win there. The other fixture is Leicester City versus Arsenal. This will be an exciting game. Arsenal have been showing recent form as of late. City just look fantastic as well. I'm going to give it to Leicester City. I think they'll just edge it. I'll give them a 2-1 as well. I think they'll definitely win this game. So this is another exciting one. Chelsea and Manchester United. Now, Chelsea have been in great form. They haven't lost under Tuchel at all since his appointment. Manchester United they won their last fixture, but have been quite up and down in terms of their recent games. I'm going for a draw here. I think it'll be 1-1. Um, I don't think United will have enough to win, and I don't think Chelsea. I don't think they'll nick it either. I think it'll be one of those games where they cancel each other out. That's just my prediction there. So I think it'll be a 1-1 result. And Chelsea actually played twice during this match week, so they play against Liverpool. Not, I don't have a lot of confidence regarding Liverpool there. Yeah, we've lost 4 in a row at Anfield. I'd probably give it a 1-1. I think if we're lucky. I'm not sure if Jota's actually playing. I really hope he does, because I feel like all of us Liverpool fans need a bit of a lift. But yeah, I'll say it's a 1-1. But I don't see us winning at all. It'll be either a draw or we might lose it. But I think it might just. I think because it's a Chelsea team that play on the front foot as well. I think that makes a difference, because our last couple of wins this season were against, as in since the start of the year actually, have been against West Ham and Tottenham, and obviously Red Bull Leipzig in the Champions League. So these are teams that are energetic. They play in an attacking way. So I feel like this will suit us, where we'll play against a team that should attack. You never know, if some teams, they might just completely try to mastermind a sort of park the bus kind of strategy against us, which to be fair is working. So I wouldn't blame them, to be fair. But I think it might help the game be more of an open game rather than Chelsea parking the bus and we're trying to break through. I would also like to see Liverpool change a few things now, especially with Henderson and Fabinho. I think Fabinho might be on the verge of returning, but I'd probably place him in defense anyway, so it doesn't make a difference in terms of where he plays in terms of midfield. But I think a 4-2-3-1 formation should now be utilized. We're not getting the best out of players in a 4-3-3. Our midfield looks flat at times as well. So if our two prominent defensive mids are not available, let's just use a sort of a double pivot midfield, where I'd probably have Thiago and Wijnaldum playing as a pair, and the number 10 can be between Firmino and Jones, whoever is showing good form. And if Jota is back, I'd place Jota up front, and I have Mane and then Salah. To be fair, Mane hasn't been great this season either, so Mane and Firmino have a lot in their hands in terms of making starts for the team, because Jota back now, their places are up for grabs, in my opinion. So I think Jones deserves to start a few games. For me, he's been one of our stand-up players this season. Has been very consistent. Made 1 or 2 errors there, but I feel like it was a bit harsh in terms of the criticism that he got from our fan base there, unfortunately. But yeah, he's been a bit of a breath of fresh air for us, I would say. So I'd like to see Jones in the team a little bit more. But I do hope Klopp changes his system a little bit. It's just not working for us, so something has to give right now. Yeah, Wijnaldum, I know a lot of fans are complaining that why is he still playing when he hasn't signed a contract, but at this stage we can't complain, because one of his good traits is that he stays fit and he's hardly injured. So we need him more than ever at this stage. Regardless of his contract situation, we'll see end of the year, end of the season. We don't know what happens behind those sort of negotiation tables. So let's just concentrate on the football. But so I'm predicting a 1-1 draw there. But yeah, so that wraps us up for today. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's a very late one today, so I appreciate the support. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter at OzzieFTP and on Instagram at Ozzie.ftp. As I mentioned earlier in the show, it's a long match week, so there'll be 17 matches played. So our next scheduled episode will be next Friday. I will confirm the time closer to next week on my social, so just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, so that wraps us up for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.